Hello, hello, and welcome back to TGTV. More specifically, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a very sunny day, pointing into the sun, squinting. I should have learned my lesson by now. I've been doing this for nearly a decade. Welcome, however, to Autofarm. We are at Autofarm today, and I've got this with me. Shut up. I've got a 997.2 Gt3 with me today, ladies and gents. There's going to be a full video coming on this car. I've literally just collected this from Porsche GB, so we're going to get a full video on that, and we're going to do one of those little talking Instagram reels as well, because everyone seems to like those at the moment. But so far, so good. I'm happy with this thing. It's very, very nice. This went down well on my Octa video. This is my 5065A Patek Philippe Aquanaut. It's an old school one. Someone complained about the clasp actually not being centered at the bottom of my wrist there. That is actually a really good point. Maybe I've chopped it unevenly. If you're watching this, very observant, but not really sure I care. Right then, this place is Porsche Mecca. This is based at Box and Gas, and Megaphonics was here a couple of weekends ago, or last weekend, whenever you're watching this, whenever I put it out, whenever I've edited it. But basically, they do absolutely everything here, servicing, restoration, not just old stuff, but new stuff as well. So we have everything from sort of the water-cooled stuff, the newer stuff, that's lovely. I actually really like this shape Boxster, all the way through to some absolutely unbelievable. I love this colour, and if I was going to go PTS on anything modern these days, this would be the colour I go for. Very, very cool. But they work on pretty much everything here. Restoration, servicing, you name it, they can do it. They are literally all things Porsche. These are all cars that are in for work, like servicing and bits and bobs and upgrades and blah, blah, blah. Very, very nice indeed. But nice 996s as well. So it's not just air-cooled, because I think a lot of people think these guys just work on air-cooled stuff, but they don't. There was also sales as well, but those cars are in storage. There's an A2 over here. I actually really like A2s. I think they're design icons. Very, very quirky. I know I'm going to get told off, and I don't know why I've come to a Porsche place and I'm focusing on an A2. It's probably someone here that just uses this to get to work and back. But I think A2s are cool. There's a couple of, I think there's a rare engined one. I can't remember which one it is, with a diesel in it or something. They're cool. I like them. Anyway, very nice 993 there. I can see myself in a 993, a 996 GT2. We are here though because my 997.2 GT3 RS is in here. A lot of you saw it at Megaphonics, at Box and Gas the other weekend. I was not actually at the event, but my car was. I mean, it's probably a preferable combination. Car being here and me not being here, but it's here. It's here having some work done, and there is a clue on the floor what is happening. So it's due a service. It was bleating on the dash that it needed a service, even though I've only covered about 1,000 miles in the past year, if that. But this thing's due its sort of annual check over, an annual service. Had a full load of love at RPM about a year ago, in fact. Spent thousands on it. They went through absolutely everything. A lot of you remember that all the suspension got sorted because it did have an accident in its past. The suspension got sorted, and we put in some KW V4 Club Sports in the car, which have been absolutely fantastic. I really highly recommend them. I think they're brilliant. However, I am a very strange chap. You may have worked that out by now. If you've been watching my channel for a number of years, you've probably worked out that I am a little bit weird about things. I'm OCD about some things, but I'm really not OCD about others, and that seemingly has no rhyme or reason to it. However, I am OCD on this because when you fit the KW V4 Club Sports, ladies and gents, come in here with me. Got plastic everywhere, obviously, because it's in the workshop. But there's a button down here. I don't know if you can see that little suspension button down here. That actually doesn't work anymore when you put the KW V4 Club Sports in, which I didn't realise before I put them in. So that button effectively just means when you press the sport button, I think it turns on the dampers as well. That stiffens and loosens the dampers depending on where you are in the world and what the roads are like. So on a track, you press that button, the light comes on and the dampers stiffen up, brilliant. Or you're on a really smooth piece of road and you know it really well, fantastic, get that on. But otherwise, you kind of want that off a lot of the time, particularly on the Cotswolds roads where this car lives. You want that button off, and you can't do that with the KWs that are in it. My preferred settings were sport button on, so increased throttle response, valves open on the exhaust, blah, 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 but actually with a loose damper settings. So that was my favorite setting on the car. When I got the KWs put in, I lost that ability to kind of modulate it, which is actually quite important with UK roads, particularly given I don't really do any track work with this car. And again, you're probably going to tell me off for that, but I don't really like driving on track. So fight me. You'll remember this whole suspension thing came about because this car had a knock in its past. It technically was a Cat D, or I guess it still is. But in here, these are all the bits that came off the car, and I was faced with a choice. Why these went in the first place, I was faced with a choice. The suspension had to be basically sorted out because one of them was bent and some of the arms and things had been bodged in its past. So to do a full job on it, the suspension needed changing at the front. And I spoke to KW, we did a little deal together, and they said, yeah, let's get some KWs in there. Fantastic. I had them on my 996. I think they're brilliant company. All the Creta GT owners are going crazy over their work, so I said chuck them on this car. Fantastic. Leaving the standard stuff in a box at RPM Technic, which is here. We do have one of the shocks that is bent from the accident. I can't actually remember which one it is. Should be able to tell, but there's a slight bend in one of these four. Can't really remember. But the rest should be serviceable and fully working. So we will see. The guys here are going to see what they can salvage from this box. Not restore, but fettle and make sure the stuff that's going back in is tip-top and ready to roll. But a little bit of reversal, I guess, a little bit of regression. Some of you will be telling me off saying I'm putting worse suspension back in. And you'd be right, that is worse. That is actually worse suspension than is in the car. I've got basically brand new sort of 2024 suspension in the car because it went in 2024, 2023 even maybe. And we've got, what, 2010 suspension in the box. So that is what I'm doing. Scream away at me in the comments. And at the point at which a company makes upgraded suspension, but the silly little button works, then, ladies and gents, it'll probably come back here or to RPM, depending on where the car is living at that point, and we will look at it and we will have another dull video. We'll just head under the car then and I'll show you if I can. There we go, lovely, look at that. They are beautiful. They are really, really cool. The springs, very nice and obviously infinitely adjustable. Very clever, very, very clever dampers, and you can't really, you can't see the gap there. And I don't know if you can see that in there. Yeah, there we go. And you also get top mounts as well, so they are very, very pretty. They're very cool, and actually seeing that, I'm kind of regretting my choice, but whatever. We've gone for it now. So I was just gonna go for full OEM back in the car, but I got a quote from the guys here, and there's a lot of labor and the parts as well. Altogether, it was probably about 8 or 9 grand to put this back to OEM. So hence, you've seen me using used parts. I will get the full lowdown from the guys. If they think they're absolutely shagged, then, of course, I will pay for new ones. But, in the meantime, that is what we're doing with the car. But I love this car. I have no plans to get rid of it whatsoever. I really, really love it. And, you know, if I had to sell everything overnight and everything had to go and I could only keep one car, regardless of value, it would actually be this. I know a lot of you would think the Corolla GT, but I probably would keep this. It's just so usable and just so fantastic. It's only covered still 9,000 miles. I think 3,000 of those have been my ownership. I bought it with about 6,000 miles on the clock. So yeah, absolutely fresh. And I know I always say this, but the values of these things, they are going up and up and up. And if you think about it, these are now, what, for a really nice one, you're looking at up to about 250 now. But for this car, given that it doesn't have ceramics, it doesn't even have the little Sport Chrono thing on the dash, and it did have a whack earlier in its years, you're probably only looking 195, 200 probably. So really, if you think about it, a 992.2 GT3 is spec'd up now, out of the box, 205. 210. I mean, Aaron's that I picked up the other week from Perth, that was 207. And on the used market now, they're what, 220? So actually, I do think these are very, very good value. Production numbers on these, as I bleat on about, there's only about the same amount of these made as there were STs. A lot of these were crashed, written off, not repaired. So there's a lot less of these around than there are STs. STs, there won't be any chucked in the bin and written off. They'll just be repaired at all costs, pretty much. But these, they got cheap. So people didn't repair them. They just went in the bin. So there's not actually that many of these. About 1,800, 1,900 of these ever produced. Last manual Mecca GT3 RS. You can see why they're going to go to the moon. For now then, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully that was, I don't know, I was going to say an interesting update, but I'm not even sure it was that interesting. Hopefully that was an informed update with exactly what's going on with the car. Not a huge amount, to be honest. I'm just putting it back to standard and being a little bit geeky and a little bit boring. One other thing as well I might do, I might get a reverse camera put in as well, just so you all give me complete grief. I'm not going to put parking sensors in there, but I'm going to ask the guys if there's a way of doing a reverse camera on there that doesn't look like it's got a pimple hanging off the back of it. So we shall see. There'll be a video coming very soon with it back in the garage, and stay tuned also for the 992.2 Carrera T video, which may already be out by now, who knows. For now, thank you very much for watching, blah blah blah. Do subscribe and I'll see you all very soon. Ciao.